Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basic Trouble podcast, the podcast with a lot of talk about music and a little bit of swearing. I'm your co host, Ashish.
And this is Nirupama Srinivas, your co-host of the Basic Travel podcast. This week's topic is music that impacted us, inspired us, or changed us. So, this we normally do a random question every episode, or we've been trying to do that. And this week's random question is: if you could eat an insect, what would it be?
Okay.
And like why, of course.
Like, why? Okay. You could eat an insect. There's no like nice insects to eat itself, dude. Uh, I suppose maybe. Wait, are ants considered insects?
Yeah, six legs insect only.
Then ants, like, 'cause they're the least creepy ones, and they're the only ones that I can stomach actually eating.
I honestly thought you were going to say that.
You thought I was going to say ants?
Yeah, man, yeah, I thought you were going to say ants. I think it'd be
But
ants for
ants are,
me too. Black ants. Black ants look eatable also.
yeah. But like they're like the least creepy of all bugs. Anything other
I
than
know,
that is
man,
just
those big black ants, they kind of scare me, Like, it's just really horrible and they bite people and all.
alright. To start with, what music have you been listening to recently?
Hmm. Dude, it's been a really
Yeah.
long time since I think I listened to like a lot of metal and stuff, and I've been listening to a lot of RHCP lately, but yeah, I just started listening to a lot of metal suddenly back onto the wagon. Wait, I'm just opening my Spotify. Um, I think Lynyrd Skynyrd, usual stuff. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, Lord Zeppelin
Have you picked
recently.
up any of the bands or musicians that we talked about in the previous episode?
No, dude, no. I don't listen to our podcasts. I'm just a really bad co-host.
No,
So,
but like the list of artists that you wanted to listen to,
oh,
like on your list.
yeah, I mean, I do listen to George Michaels if that's what you wanted to ask me, but like,
Yes.
oh, I actually heard this really good song. It's called "I've Had the Time of My Life." It's from that old movie, Dirty Dancing. It's so good, dude.
Cool. By George Michael.
No, by Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes.
Ah,
It's a
okay.
very nice song.
Okay. Cool.
What about you?
Cool. I've heard of that. I followed up on the previous episode and I finished listening to Taj Sultana's discography.
Oh, nice. Did you listen to the one where she's playing in her house and there's a cat and like her mom also comes. What's that called? Jungle.
No, like on,
Welcome to the jungle.
on yeah, so on Spotify, I've listened to every single thing under her name. There
Okay.
was under the song Jungle, there were two live versions.
Right,
So
right.
I listened to both of them. They're like 10 minutes long, each of them.
Oh yeah, dude, it's very long. Like she loops stuff and all, right? And like I've never seen somebody who's more hippie than her. I mean, she's one of the hippiest people I've ever seen. So
Yeah, yeah. But her music is also super hippie-ish.
yeah.
Road trippy stuff. Very ethereal.
I
Stuff like
think
that.
it's a lot like you know connect with like nature and like vibe kind of things.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I started
Right.
listening to this one, Bruce Springsteen,
Bruce Springsteen. Oh, the
Born in the USA.
one in the USA guy.
He
Yeah.
reminds me of Superman or Chuck Norris for some reason. I don't know how, but like he just reminds me of Superman.
With Superman, the latest guy.
No, just the character Superman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like Bruce Springsteen, this Henry Cavill-looking guy, just super buff.
No. I don't think I know how Bruce Springsteen looks like, except for like the Born in the USA video. But I don't know, dude. Like that character, that undying optimism he's got in most of his songs.
Hmm.
Like Born in the USA is such an optimistic song. It's like so proud. I'm leading the world with COVID.
To be fair, that song is pretty old. That's like 50 years old now, I think.
It's 50. I don't think it's 50, dude. Like, that's. Wait,
No,
let me
the
check.
only
Let me
reason
check.
I know this is because the first CD that was printed in the US
Hmm.
was this song, and it
It's
was in 19.
1984.
What?
Yeah, 1984. Wait, let me 220. This year is 220. Okay, 1984. Oh, it's 36 years old, dude. It's not that old.
Oh, 36 is still pretty old, man. It's like a full generation. That's like boomer to millennial.
Yeah, no, it's boomer, Gen Z, and then okay, do millennials come after Gen Z or like do Gen Z come after? I don't know this.
Gen Z come after millennials.
Right, right, right.
We are Gen Z,
Bro,
technically
I
speaking.
wanted to listen to Slipknot also. That was why I didn't do properly.
Ah, but you already heard them now.
Yeah, I mean, I've
I mean,
heard
like,
Psychosocial, I've heard Snuff, but that's about it.
hmm, nice.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the first song you remember that really inspired you or really got to you?
Ah, okay, this is going to be a Bollywood song, but do you remember the song Chaya Chaya?
Yeah. The train one, right?
Yes, that was the first one when I was 2 years old, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first song that I actually like remember being taken away because I would like when I was 2 years old, I would play that song all the time, annoy
Ah,
my parents to death.
right. I'm just telling our fan base of one to note this point down forever. If you ever meet
Why?
Ashish, he probably has like, I don't know, the entire lyrics by heart.
No, I haven't heard that song in like 10 years now.
Ah, okay,
This is the
okay.
first song.
Yeah, once you get all famous, you just kind of leave your roots behind, right? Like, I totally get
Yeah,
that, man.
exactly. I did get very famous 10 years ago. Yes,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
the song 10 years ago. That song,
First,
right?
hmm?
The way it was shot at the time with the cameras they had, it was like a very dangerous song. Like to be shot on a moving train,
I
and it's not like a
I
very
don't
safe area
wait. I
also.
don't think it was shot on a moving train. Like, was the train actually moving, or was it like green screen stuff and all?
No, there was no like green screen stuff. They were shooting on an actual train, so he could have fallen and he would have died.
Oh my god, I did not know that till now, dude. Now that song inspires me as well. Right.
What's yours? Like earliest song?
Thanks for asking, finally. So I
Why are you
think
gonna
the
get cut?
first song that inspired me, so most Tamilians would have heard this song, dude. Like the first song that actually came to mind is this one song called Kanda Shashti Kavacham, okay? So it's like this one, it's like a shloka kind of thing, but it's got this
Hmm.
really catchy tune, okay? So
Okay.
I just liked that song a lot when I was young. I still do, to be honest.
Like, is it like a film song? Is it like
No, dude,
a
it's
classical
like a
Carnatic
God
song?
song. People sing that at pujas and all.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's got this amazingly catchy tune, okay? Like it's so catchy. It's catchier than most of the Bollywood stuff I've ever heard.
Has it been remixed or remade
Hey, I'm sure
into
some idiot
a
has
sort of
remixed or
EDM beat?
remade that, but the original version, I think I heard the one by MS Subbulakshmi or something. Bro, that song is honestly so catchy. I'm not kidding about this. Song is catchy and it's very melodious, and you can't really get tired of hearing that song. I think that's the really good thing about a lot of bhajans and a lot of shlokas and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. Like it's very melodious and it kind of gets to you because you don't really get tired of hearing.
Hmm.
But
Like
like,
the only
huh?
going on bhajans, like the only bhajan I remember was like from our school where we would sing that Raghupati Raghava
Oh,
Raja Ram thing.
oh, right.
That is what I remember.
Friday prayer,
And
no?
I think it was Friday. I don't remember.
Yeah. That was everybody would go Ram all the
But
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
one of the
dude.
other reasons that I know the song is because it was remade by someone. I don't know. But they basically made it into a party song.
No, you know the thing about this is like, see, I'm not like a big believer in God. I'm kind of agnostic, but I really don't feel that people should be remaking that kind of stuff into Bollywood songs and all, dude. That's just to be really honest. It's insensitive when it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, just don't really vibe well with that kind of stuff.
So, to be fair, I think most songs should not be remade or even remixed because most people don't really add anything to songs. They just put like a 4/4 beat
No,
then
man, like
maybe a
that's okay.
basic.
Like if you want to remix songs, I guess you're running out of ideas. That's okay. But religion is like a very I don't know. It's a very touchy thing, and not like I'm sure that if somebody remix Silent Night, Holy Night into some kind of DJ party song, people have a problem with it. And I think that goes the same with any prayer I've ever heard in my life. Like I would definitely have a problem. It's not because it offends a lot of people to see other people dancing to that and all, right?
I mean, like if you go to like one of these big melas and all that stuff, they're basically playing these songs with like a massive drum playing along with it. It's just like drinking bhang and dancing with that stuff. No, I think this is just more
Yeah, I think Bang
electronically
is like,
produced.
yeah, the Holi is like, it kind of evolved, no? Like, people don't listen to religious songs anymore. They just listen to a lot of these Bollywood hits or these remix stuff. And, bro,
Yeah.
somebody in a nightclub playing any Holi song or any song that was not initially what it was meant for, like, that just kind of gets to me. It's like, bro, why can't you go remix something? I mean, yeah, I mean, remix songs kind of lose their value, but it just kind of pisses me off, to be really honest. I'm like, okay, fine, time to get out of here.
Yeah. Bottom line, if you ever make a song, nobody
Try,
should remix it.
yeah, remastering is different, but like remixing is like,
No, but like remastering is just like taking the actual song and then improving the this thing, right? Making
improving
sure
the
that the
quality. I
noise
think
is
that's
less.
fine,
Yeah,
man. That's completely fine. And if you wanna,
yeah.
like, I don't know, it just doesn't really get to me the idea of remixing, remastering, moving from like putting a song that was made in one genre and putting it in another genre and trying to do
Mm.
stuff with it. That just doesn't get to me really well.
This would be an interesting topic for a video. Finding remixes that you actually like, if any.
Yeah, man. Like I think
Because
we should just wait a really long time for that because that's not gonna happen very soon.
no, but like if you can find some, that'll be interesting
I think
to see how
covers are
many
very
people
different
actually
from
know.
remixing, right?
Yeah, like covers are just sort of they basically take away the instruments and just retain the voices. But and plus I don't think it's really remixed. It's just uh, repeated
Yeah,
more
I mean,
than
see,
remixed.
I
Right?
think if you want to cover some Guns N' Roses song in rock, I think I'd be okay with it. If you want to do it in rap, I'd be like, right, what?
Yeah, it'd
That's
be
the
interesting to see though.
huh?
It'd be interesting to see though,
It
like
would be interesting to
Guns
see,
N'
but I
Roses.
mean, I don't know, dude. Like that idea really doesn't vibe with me. I'd probably be like, no.
Can you imagine like a Guns N' Roses mashup with something like Run DMC?
What's Run DMC?
Guns DMC. It's a rap group.
Oh, no, man, I've really not heard of them.
Hmm.
See, the only
But that
rappers I know are like Eminem and Kanye. Is Kanye a rapper?
Kanye can be future president. Actually, he's just
Oh yeah,
announced his
he actually
campaign.
volunteered up himself for the election, right?
Yeah, he no, he has like announced his campaign.
Oh
Like he's
right,
actually
right,
announced his campaign.
right. Bro, I'm kind of scared he'll win. I don't know what'll happen though.
Oh my God! Can you imagine his meeting with Kim Jong Un? He'll be so confused.
I I don't know, man. Like that country is very weird, to be honest.
USA or North
Yeah,
Korea?
both. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
both are pretty weird.
I think the first couple of songs that actually inspired me or actually got to me were religious songs, to be really honest. Still used to listen to a lot of Carnatic music when I was young, alright. So, like I learned Carnatic also, and I think one of the first songs I actually liked and all that were Carnatic. And I think kind of still says, it's the same now.
Yeah, agree. Because like I think around us also like our parents also sort of grew up with that.
Yeah, and
I think
like there's
they
this
sort of
thing about
inspired us.
Carnatic that you can't really bring, or Carnatic or any kind of genre of music, you can't really bring outside. Okay, now I feel like a lot of rock music, and I'm sure every lyric has a lot of hard work into it. But in my opinion, it's written about feelings, right? It's written about emotions and stuff. But Carnatic is written about at least classical and any kind of holy stuff is written about like devotion. So the kind of effort you subconsciously put into that, I think, would be a lot different. Because in this, like maybe in a lot of rock songs, I feel like people are talking to somebody who exists, but and they've seen this person, right? But or they've interacted with this person in some way. But devotion songs, you don't really interact with the person you're talking to, right? You're talking about. You're just speaking to the person, and you're making a request and just hoping you'll get answered. That's most of the meanings of all these Carnatic songs, at least.
I mean, even to be fair, like songs, like for example, if you're talking like Beatles is "Hey Jude,"
Yeah.
he basically put out some sort of message, hoping someone will hear it.
Man,
Yeah,
Hey Jude was actually written for Lennon's, I think Lennon's son or somebody. When
yeah,
one of the Beatles sons, I think is Lennon, and
yeah.
it was when
Because
his parents
he
were
went
getting
off with
divorced.
he went off with Yoko Ono, right? That's why.
Yeah, yeah, bro. That Yoko Ono John Lennon thing can actually make an entire 3 episodes. So I think Let It Be and Hey Jude have very very different vibes. Because like
Mm.
Let It Be was written so that somebody who not interacted can hear it. And have you heard Dear God by Avenged Sevenfold?
Not that song, no.
Okay,
I've
so
heard other songs by them.
it's about asking God to take care of somebody. And bro, like the kind of devotion that's actually there on that song is very different from a lot of their other songs. So I think that kind of music is like you can't really bring it into any other genre and like talk about it. I think that exists a lot.
Mm. Yeah, I guess I could see it. But people usually do turn to God like when they're at the end of their wits, more than like anything else.
Yeah, I think we turn
And I
to
guess,
God even when we're like not at the end of our wits.
no, I'm just saying like from personal experience.
Hmm.
Like at least like around me, right? Most
Hmm.
people I've seen often like live their lives on their own, but usually when their backs are against the wall or they don't know what to do,
Hmm.
that's when I usually see them sort of going towards prayer, going towards God,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
then
That's true. A lot of people do that.
mm, okay, which is your next song that you remember like properly affecting your life, like maybe in school or in college?
School. Bro, to be honest, I'd honestly just have to go with Carnatic for that. Because,
Throughout
like,
school.
that was the one genre I was constantly listening to. Because, I mean, nothing impacted me as much as that. Because it was like, okay, I just hope you're deleting this off the podcast. I was a Justin Bieber fan when I was, like, in 6th. Right. And when in
All of this
7th,
is saying it.
yeah, in 7th, I was a One Direction fan.
Ah,
So I've been through both sides of the spectrum. And
yeah.
then I was listening to I think 8, 10, 8, 9. It was just normal pop music, nothing like really really big of that sort. Normal stuff like Avicii and like not Avicii,
Avicii, yeah.
not Avicii, but like I like that Wake Me Up song,
Ah,
Dear
yeah.
Brother, Dear Father, a lot of songs he wrote for his family, all that, right? So I was listening to a lot of pop, but not. I I think I was not really sticking to any particular genre. So, but the one thing I always actually listened to was like Carnatic, because I heard people singing it around me. I used to sing Carnatic, so stuff like that.
Nice. No, but what do you actually think about like Bieber at the time? Because I didn't get the hate when he was young. I sort of get the hate now because now his music is. Hmm. But like when he was younger, I thought his music was okay.
Yeah, man.
I didn't mind
To
it.
be honest, guilty pleasure. I still go like I don't mind listening to his songs when he was like when during 2013 and all until that song called Boyfriend came out. I think his music was actually good. Like it had guitars and
Hmm.
it's nice to listen to. It's
Yeah.
catchy and it was fun and everything.
Plus, it was produced by this guy, right? Asha.
Really,
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
Asha was the guy who first found him, who first
Oh, I
found
think I thought it
Bieber.
was a scooter guy. I don't know, man. Like, I think everything till that never say never, never says never thing was really nice.
Yeah.
Even One Direction, everything until that the best song ever. That was nice.
Mm.
I liked their songs.
And then everything else sucked after that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then after that, they only like disbanded and everything, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that, I think most bands there, I think they have like a small, like almost like a time limit of sorts, because I don't think most of them actually make the music that they would probably want to make either.
Um, yeah, I mean that goes back to the argument of do you really listen to the music you make,
Hmm.
right? So I don't know. It's kind of debatable that way too.
Yeah. But I would think that like at least when you look at most of metal music, at least
Hmm.
to a certain extent, you can sort of at least have some influences that that are seen or that can be heard of stuff that they listen to. Whereas pop almost just seems sort of whitewashed with whatever's around it.
Yeah, I mean pop
Not
is
like
popular music, right?
yeah, but like it used
Beatles
to be
was
its own
pop, dude.
genre.
Beatles was pop in the 60s, and now it's called soft rock.
Vitas, the
Beatles,
opera singer.
Beatles, the
Oh,
Beatles.
Beatles. Yeah. Beatles. Yeah,
Yeah, they were
Beatles
a
was
pop
popular.
band, right?
Yeah.
So I think pop is kind of taking influences around you. That makes a lot of sense.
Hmm. No, but it's not just like taking influence. It just sort of becomes the stuff around it, and then just sort of I don't know, like it just like copies the stuff around
I think
rather
that's what
than
it's
make.
supposed to do, right? Even that, you remember this one really trippy song called "You Spin Me Round" by bro, that meme song.
Um, Florida and
Hey, no, no, no,
Avicii.
no, not Florida. It's an old one.
Yeah,
Not Florida and Kesha was a copy of that dude.
yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a pop song, and now I don't think people
Mm.
classify it as pop. I think it's like
Soft rock now.
it's not. I don't even know what genre it is. That song is so weird. So I think pop kind of has a
It
very
probably
dynamic
might come
meaning.
under. It might come under disco because
Yeah, it's
especially
called
like
disco right now, bro. So like
yeah.
I think 30 years later, kids like Gen A1 or B1 or whatever would be classifying One Direction music as
Soft rock.
maybe vibe music or something like that. I don't know.
Live
Or
music.
they call it eat music or something. I don't know, man. Whatever they call it then. So
Yeah, I'm just hoping there's like at least some sort of difference in music at least at that time.
yeah, there will
Because,
be. I mean, you have Guns
because
N' Roses and like you have I don't know, very very weird ends of the spectrum, right?
yeah, it's like even in pop, like sort of bring it back to topic. Like, do you remember this guy called Hosea?
Hosea, yeah. The Take
His
Me a Church guy.
yeah, because his music was like so different from what was there at the time at least.
I think it
Plus,
was
like the
indie, right?
yeah, it was indie, but it sort of broke through to the whole pop genre at the time.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I
it
think
became
that
such a
that song
huge.
was it topped charts in 2015, right?
Yeah, I
The
think so.
song was
I'm not sure
released a
which year
lot
it
before that too.
song was what?
So the song topped charts years after it was actually released.
Was it?
Yeah, Take Me to Church was released in 2013 and
Oh,
charts year. Wait, checking. Okay, so apparently, like I think that's what I heard. I think um it was released as his debut in 2013, but
hmm.
uh no, I really I think this is the song that actually came to charts years after he released it.
Hmm. Nice, dude. Because, like, honestly, that song in and of itself was so different to what was on the charts at the time.
Yeah,
I
it
was so,
was more of like an eye opener to indie music, right?
yeah, and plus that entire album as well. It's like really good. It's sort of like a heavy Tash Sultana if you actually think
Um,
about it,
I
because
think
it's just
Tame Impala and Hosier kind of fall under the same genre that way.
hmm,
I think Tame
yeah,
Impala had this song called Elephant. They released that with a BlackBerry Z ad or something like that. Do you remember that?
dude. I barely remember Blackberries, man.
In 2010, dude. Like,
Yeah, but like no, as soon as you said BlackBerry, I just got like flashbacks of QWERTY keyboards. like actual QWERTY keyboards, which you could touch and feel. You could hear the
Hmm.
clicks as you touch the notes and stuff like that.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right,
but go
right.
on, go
I
on.
know what you're talking about now. Right, that
Yeah.
whole thing, yeah. But no, saying Hosier was actually like really nice music, and people still listen to Take Me to Church. This is a really good thing.
Yeah.
What was
But
the
his
one song that I don't know got you through school, or like one artist that?
probably Linkin Park. I know like
Oh,
song.
Numb. Numb. I first heard
Yeah.
Numb in 2013. I was so late to the game.
No, so not Numb. There was a song called I think To the Edge or
In the end,
maybe no. One Step Closer. There you go. One Step Closer. Linkin
nice,
Park.
nice.
So there was a remix version of that called "Shut Up." Okay, so it was
Mhm.
just that "Shut Up" bit played with like a lot of drums, a lot of heavy guitars playing there.
Mhm.
Like that was the song I would listen to all the time. I don't know why. I would just blast that, just playing with like earphones in.
Mhm.
And I think the music that I listened to at the time was Rey Mysterio's theme song. Hey, yeah. Then,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was my thing. What was yours?
Google Boyaka 619. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Fine.
told you I was going to message you. I just made. What are you so surprised about that?
Google Boyaka 619. Nice.
Yes. Are you googling it right now?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm actually
Ah,
not. Numb
okay.
really got to me.
Hmm. The video for Numb was also like
Oh yeah, I
really
think
cool.
it was more the video than the song, to be honest. Which
Hmm.
song got started getting to you
Yeah.
when you were in college?
I think college was when I got through to Slipknot because college was when I met this guy called Privas.
Okay.
Now I don't know if he was pretending or if it was actually like that,
Hmm?
but he was like like okay, those guys who you meet who you think are like okay, but they just turn out to be super tough guys who don't give no fucks.
Yeah, yeah. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, so he was sort of like that, and he sort of introduced me to Slipknot at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he introduced me to what was this band? Um, Bullet for My Valentine. So they have a song that starts off really low in terms of volume and then just goes really high, and like that was it was his way of introducing me to metal. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, here, go deaf, now here's metal.
Nice.
Yeah, so he sort of introduced me to Slipknot. He gave me like all the big hits.
Right,
And
right.
once I was like listening to that stuff from Slipknot, it went to like all other
Mm-hmm.
genres of metal. I think college became the time when I listened to a lot of new music.
Yeah, same. Like in college, you find a lot of people listening to a lot of different genres.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Was there ever like a moment where you were stuck with like a bunch of people who were not listening to metal or like listening to music that you hated, and you just had to like sit there really awkwardly, like,
Yeah, bro. Like I'm a
okay.
metalhead. That happens to me all the time. What are you talking about?
Like at least in like parties and all, it'd be fine because you would have juice. Let's just keep
Right.
it safe.
Sure.
You would have juice. But like, no, but if you were traveling somewhere like in a friend's car and they just took their phone and started playing music on their speakers,
I've been there, dude.
you stuck there in the car doing like, yeah, no, it's fine, bro. I like it. Yeah,
Can't get
dude,
out
good
of a
music.
moving car, dude. I think that's kind of the point, right?
I think you can in India because most cars go like at what, like 10 kilometers per hour. I think India is probably the only place where you can get out of a moving car.
Hmm. Sure, but I don't want to risk it.
Hmm. So, what was yours? Like, what bands specifically in college?
So
And
in as soon as this one, right? Oh, I just realized our first episode got, bro, we've got 26 views, 20. Oh my god, we're crossing 20 views. Wow. 7 subscribers, dude. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. We have 30
What do
views
you
on this
expect back
Candy
then?
episode.
Yeah, because we had everyone giving no. Like now, no, we have to like be what do you say, committed and stuff. I know both of
We
us are
have a
like really
fan
tired.
base, 7 subscribers. Oh my god,
I
dude.
think
We have
four.
like, oh my god.
I
We
think four
crossed,
subscribers are you and
we
me.
crossed
That's
10
fine.
views and all on a podcast. Okay, we'll have a nice thank you speech at the end of this episode. Anyway, I think the first band in college I actually started listening to was like Agam. Really got into Agam, and then slowly Guns N' Roses, and then Opeth,
Hmm.
Zeppelin, Floyd, a lot of Floyd.
Hmm.
Now it's just like Peace Thou Dude. I listen to RHCP. I listen to a huge load of RHCP. Listen to a decent
Yeah.
bit of Queen. I listen to anything that's rock and roll, to be honest.
Hmm.
What about you?
This is like, I don't know, like same thing. I think in college again, like you said, so we had a guy who was from Assam who was like really big in like the music club and stuff. So we got a lot of like North Indian and East Indian music, which was just
Dude, like the whole of Northeast is so into metal.
no, but also like their like indie style of metal is also like
Yeah,
super unique.
that's there. There's this
And it's
band
like
called Cryptos, dude. Indian metal band. Amazing
mm,
stuff. Nice guitar riffs.
mm. like compare that to international band like for this thing for context.
What?
Compare them to a international band. Like what
Bro, they
band do they
tour
sound like?
outside India and stuff. Compare them to an international band.
Like, who do they sound most like?
That's tough, man. I really don't know any international bands who are at their level. They're not Metallica, but they're good. They tour a lot. They've got a really good fan base all around the world.
Hmm.
But yeah, their music is really good though. It's very impressive riffs.
Nice. No, but I think even in college, I sort of listened to more newer bands, indie bands, and I think like also like, if you go to like some parties where the quote unquote DJs are metalheads and stuff like that, you sort of get to listen to more music that you wouldn't have heard. Especially like we used to have these karaoke bars slash eateries, right? So there we would have people come up and sing all kinds of songs, mostly pop and
Yeah, man,
and
you were a Christ, right?
top of the charts. Yeah,
Bro, I
correct.
go to PES. We have a nice road near our college. Shut up.
Okay. What a brag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I'm
like
from West College. Okay, we have a road. Right, we're not cheap like you guys. Okay, we have a road.
we have
It's
a
called
camp.
Nice Road because they don't have any imagination. There's like road is there. It's nice
You know,
road.
it's actually for Nandi infrastructure or something.
I know, but it's more fun to just go. Yeah, they had no imagination.
Yeah, sure. Cool. You know, during like
It's like
breaks and
calling
all,
a
people bunk
college
classes and
good
take a
college.
drive there and all. It's peaceful.
It's like
Just go on a drive. What is the one band that is impacting you currently?
I don't know if it's okay. Can we talk about artists as well? Right. So, band would be a Japanese band called Nano Ripe, which they made the outro music for Food Wars, the anime, and they're like really cool.
Right.
I don't think they have an album out yet,
Okay.
but they have 23 singles.
Oof. That's a lot.
Yeah, they have 23 singles and not a single album. So those are pretty cool. Plus their style is like varied a lot because it started out with two friends and then they got like a drummer, a bassist and stuff like that.
Right.
Then they changed the drummer, they changed the bassist. One of the drummers died actually.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was even worse. So yeah, so they've changed a lot and because of those changes their music has also been changing a lot throughout.
That's interesting.
And the artist would be this guy called. Well, there's two artists actually. So there's one guy called Shoji Meguro who made the music for Persona 5.
Okay.
That's brilliant. Is and that's a game by the way. So we have now entered our gaming section of the podcast.
Yes.
So that is more like imagine jazz but with heavy metal influences in it.
Okay.
It's like really cool. So yeah, so there's this okay, so there's this song called Beneath the Mask,
Okay.
which is like the most chillest, most relaxed background music you could ever have. Like anytime I am working, I have this music in the background because it just keeps me calm. So this is like one of the songs that is so good. And one more guy is this guy called Jesper Kid.
Okay.
He made the music for Assassin's Creed, like the initial that big.
Right. I think
the
for me, have you heard Legend of Zelda? Their initial August
Mostly,
Red.
yeah. Yeah.
That thing. That thing's really nice.
And who's your like weirdest source of musical inspiration, or like the weirdest source from where you've heard music that you thought, wow, that's amazing?
Think RHCP, dude. I don't think a lot of people. RHCP is like music you vibe to. You don't really listen to like RHCP music, you know. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's supposed to be inspirational music.
I mean, like people do get inspired by RHCP.
Yeah, like me.
RHCP, yeah.
I mean, Flea has a book called Acid for the Children. So
Wait, who's got a group called Acid?
Acid for the Children.
Oh wow, okay. And who's the group consisted of?
No, I mean he's got a book for kids. It's his autobiography.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
But yeah, I think I really like that band, dude.
Oh, nice, yeah. No, but those guys are also pretty good. Like,
Oh, they're amazing.
yeah. Anybody else apart from just RHCP? Like any like weird out there source of music that you've heard?
I think the most non Nirupama kind of music I've heard lately is Ritviz.
Oh, the AIB guy.
Huh?
AIB guy, right?
Ritviz.
Yeah.
AIB.
Dude, yeah, like he got his fame off of that Bacardi house party thing, right? With AIB.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, that's from AIB. I didn't know all that, dude.
Yeah, so that was with Nuclear and AIB at the time.
Oh, bro, I don't know all that. I just heard one of his songs and like, it's nice. I was like, nice vibes.
Was it that Udgaya song?
I heard that, and then I heard a Sage, and then apparently he released a new song. I didn't like that so much, but I really like Sage. Sage was a really nice song. Udgaya was really nice too.
Udgaya became like. Do you remember this weird phase in 2016? I think where AIB sort of came together and they're like everyone going to Bombay and shouting "Pyar Ek Dhoka Hai."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do you remember that?
You know, I heard Udgaya in this year. This year January is when I heard Udgaya.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was big in when 2018, 17. That was when he became like. Was when he got fame, right, for the first time.
I don't
Hello?
know, dude. I don't know. Because like I just started listening to him this year, and I listen like sometimes, and I don't feel like listening to anything else. Nice vibes, cool.
You can just chill and sleep to it.
Yeah, it's peaceful. Okay, anyway, wait. I have a thank you speech, so we should end the podcast so I can start my thank you speech.
I have a thank you speech for 20 listeners and 5 subscribers.
30 viewers, 7 subscribers. Wait.
Out of which 2 are you and me.
Yeah, that's still, I'm thanking myself.
And we had a band of like 9 people on the podcast.
Yeah, it's called self-love, dude. It's like you have to thank yourself. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. Graduation, thank you speech.
Are you Googling it now?
Yeah.
I just put it as our message to the class of 2020. Now put this. At least we'll go viral, get a few views.
Sure, do that. Do that. Okay, thank you speech for support. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, fuck off. Bye.
No, it's like the podcast, comment what you feel about the podcast, subscribe to us. It's only because of you we have 7 subscribers, 2 of those are ourselves. And yeah, if you want to join us on the podcast, click on the form, fill up the form below, and feel free to join us on an episode. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. This was the Basic Trouble podcast, and this is your very thankful co-host Nirupama.
Bye.